All right. A little bit of practice. I am in the number 4 car, so Austin doesn't look like he made it into the same split as me here. Let's get this thing going. So, Mark, what kind of series do you usually run? Are you usually an oval racer? Do you primarily run road course? What's your story, man? That was a really impressive run that you had at Watkins Glen a couple days ago. Dropping it into 4th gear. Practice makes perfect. Mostly oval. Oh, cool. Yeah, man, you were good. I spent all week trying to figure out Watkins Glen, and that race that I had with you was far and away my best finish. It was actually my only top 5 last week. Oh, nice. Yeah, so you probably just missed being in my split because I'm car 4 in mine, Austin. Just do your best to qualify up front and then drive safe and hold it. That's all you can hope to do.
1 minute 1.616.
Going to be number 1 in practice, which means nothing here, but it's always fun to be at the top of the leaderboard. Doesn't matter where you are. Contact. All right. Move this over here because the wine's empty. Get a nice big swig of water. Lock and load. Probably wanted more tire spin there, actually. 2nd gear, out to the wall. 3rd gear. Yeah, that's been my story in Talladega, too. I was the cause of the wreck in the first C Fixed race that I did. That was on me. And then the last one just had the track blocked and there was really nowhere to go. I probably could have swung way down to the inside, but I think I had trucks to the inside and just didn't really have room to try to avoid it, unfortunately. So, looks like I have not set a lap at Talladega in the B car, so it's possible that I have never run this car in restricted plate. Or if I did, it was at Daytona. But gonna try to get a good finish here. B Fixed, I've actually been doing pretty well this season. For whatever reason, the B car has kind of suited my driving style maybe better than the A car and the truck. So I'm running the full season in all 4 series, and we'll see how those end up. Yep. Yeah, that's how it happens. You're carrying so much speed, and the brakes that they put on them at plate tracks are not the greatest. So you can see the wreck happening, but if you're in the pack, you just end up bouncing off of people. It's just really tough to avoid anything. So here we go. Got this thing right down where I need it. I'm going to tuck it down on the white line and try to keep the wheel as steady as possible through these corners. Let it roll up. Hold it at the line down the straight. It's going to wiggle a little bit. I'm going to try to steady that out as best I can. Go back down to the inside and just hold it ever so slightly. Just right there. Let it drift. And I am going to take it right down to the apron, right down to the next to the grass. Bring it back onto the track. There's a lap. Where does that put me? second place. The 22 was 2/100ths of a second quicker than me. And now the 18's put an even better time up. But I'm in the 4s. Looks like that's a pretty good spot to be in. Should be up front. And yeah, I got a little bit left in this session, so I'm going to bring it around to pit lane. Pull it into my pit box, and we'll take a look at some of the others. Nice, man. Yeah, I was having a lot of trouble at Auto Club last week for some reason. I just couldn't figure out how to do qualifying. I was pretty good during the race. I seemed to be better on the long run than most people were, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to get particularly turn 1 fast on fresh tires. So I ended up with not a good week. Like I said, the only top 5 that I got all last week was that race that you won at the Glen. So I like this B Fixed car that I put together, though. Pretty clean looking scheme. I would love to put this thing in victory lane. I've never won in the truck, and I've never won in B Fixed. I've got one win in A Fixed at Pocono, where I pulled a Carl Edwards on a guy who messed me up pretty good. I was leading. He got into my back bumper, put me sideways, so I hooked him into the wall, and that was my one win in A Fixed. I got one win in street stock, and all my other wins have been in D class. So we're gridding up, third place.
One to go. Wait to get the
I
line double up.
am the highest in single-digit cars, so that might be worth something.
Pit road is closed.
Let's take a look down and see what. Not a lot of people even bothering to post times. 25 car field. So this should be fun, man. Yeah, good luck. Good luck to you, Austin, by the way, if you're still watching. I know he's in a different split. He's in the 2 car in his split, so hopefully he does well there.
Good luck, everybody.
But we're going to do this thing. Again, thank you to iRacer Savage, Dr. Tutapanu, and Vilmar 5, new followers that have I've gotten during this stream. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to everyone else who has stuck with me. I'll give a little call out to the current viewer list. Mike Strange, Austin Harnick, Glitch Nasty, K1 Grizzly, Law Dog, Oliver J. Shag Nasty, Sickness 101, Vilmar 5. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking through this one. This is the final race of the day. Had not planned on going this long, but Austin challenged me to do one more race. Sorry we didn't end up in the same split. Just missed it, actually. It almost worked out right. I ended up being a high number car. If I would have been the 1, you probably would have been in my split. But this will be a fun way to end the stream. Got a 25 lap race, so B Fixed and C Fixed are 25 laps, and then A Fixed is 30. For those of you who want to know for the rest of the week. Come on. There we go. Time remaining is at 0. Put it on the relative. Pace car will roll any moment. And we're going to do 1 lap of Talladega. It'll go green, and we're going to turn them loose. Might as well be 5 laps should be the same result. Probably not, actually. You'd be surprised how much shuffling happens through the course of one of these races. You know, even though it seems like a crapshoot, they're restrictor plate racing like any other form of racing. It's his own unique skill. Dale Earnhardt didn't win all those races on the plate tracks by accident. I'll just put it that way.
Green's like in a window. Does anyone know how to get rid of that?
The only way to switch from windowed mode to standard mode is to quit out of the sim entirely and restart it, unfortunately. So the best thing that you can do is just move your mouse over, maximize the window right now, and just try to ignore the boredom.
Alt enter at the same time. Alt enter at the same time.
These assholes. You know, I mean, if he quits out, that's fine for me, because I'll be starting on pole.
Yep, Alt Enter works. Thank God.
Props, by the way, to the 22 for running the old papyrus scheme from NASCAR Racing 2003. That is dope.
Alt F4 takes the restrictor plate off the car.
I gotta run, actually, I think, maybe I'll put my Chevy for the Cup Series, put it to the old NASCAR scheme that they did in the original NASCAR Racing. I bet I could get the logos for that and do that thing up good. It'd look pretty cool.
Sad thing is, people have actually done it before.
There we go, second gear.
Yeah,
Here we go. I'm gonna have to put a pedal cam on so you guys can see my socks. They're pretty fancy, if I'm being honest.
Here, buddy.
You know, things to improve. All right, here we go. Just like last race, I'm getting right on the bumper of the 18. And when he goes, I go. Probably gonna be right out of this tri-oval.
Ready, green flag.
Should be running second place
Door quarter. Outside.
at the end of lap 1.
Still outside. Still there.
Yeah, he's out there, bud.
Still there. Still outside.
Maybe not. The outside line's got a good push going. I tried to give this guy a good push.
Line outside.
Didn't match what the outside line did.
Still there. Outside.
That was almost big junk right there.
Still there.
No contact, but the 22 and I almost hit.
Working outside.
Don't want to hit through the tri-oval.
Outside. 1 minute 1. 22.
These guys are, oh, they're wrecking.
Slide outside. No hole.
Oh, I got hit in the back.
Big one in turn 2. I'm gonna stop.
That gave me the 4X, but I think all my damage is in the rear. So I should be okay. Kind of tempted to stay out, actually.
Leaders, man. It is lap 1.
The road's closed.
2 car needs to go by.
We are turning. You do not push. Simple as that.
Thanks, Enziati. I actually don't know that I completely survived it. Let me see.
I think I
I'm actually gonna go and get
but I am not
the
sure.
repairs. I don't want tires,
Get through it, Ezekiel.
but I do want repairs.
Strong fucking hell it is. I turned my car up to the third lane. I was running like dead middle path where the wreck happened, and I turned the car up to the third lane and somehow
Line up
avoided it.
behind the 7.
Okay, so the 2's going in.
I was at the tail end of the field, so I just.
That was a lot of big junk. I shouldn't need too much in the way of repairs. It got me a little bit of damage on the rear. I just want to make the. I'm gonna pit not for tires. I just want the repairs because this thing needs to be as streamlined as it can be. I don't think the damage that I have would do it too much harm, but I gotta pit just to make sure. So that kind of nixes any hopes that we had of getting a recovery on the safety rating after last race. We've already got a 4X on lap 3. This has all the earmarks in one of those races that's going to look really bad on the safety rating.
I was almost clear of it. Try to find my time.
Sounds like a lot of people got caught up in that, though. mph. At least I'm glad that I was up in front, you know. That way the damage that was incurred was to the rear of the car, and I didn't get anything on the front. Managed to keep the thing mostly in one piece. Don't slide the tires, don't slide the tires. Easy in. 24 seconds of repairs. So that tells me exactly what I wanted to know. There is minimal damage to the back of the car, and after getting these repairs, look at that, the 18, the 22 both have more damage, and those are the guys who out-qualified me. So one car, 2 cars are going to beat me out.
That's it, go!
No tires, no fuel.
Come line up behind the 23.
Things repaired, best as it's going to be. Should be able to hold the draft, because at least the front's pretty clean. Getting punched in the back end ain't going to hurt it too bad. Big thing is that the engine's clean. Enziati, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate you. Welcome. So, not looking too bad. It's lap 4. Gonna have 20 to go when we come back around. And I'm in 14th spot, so the top 3 qualifiers have been knocked out at the front. We got all new players up at the front of the field.
How's my front looking, Kenneth?
Oh, nice. Very nice emojis, man. What channels do you get those from? If you want, drop me a subscription. You can pick up my emote too. I think it looks pretty good. I did all the art on it myself. So, but those look neat. I like that. Daniel Co 1987, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome. Appreciate you. We're gonna get this thing rolling.
Behind the 23.
Oh, yep. Maloner's pretty good. Sickness 101, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Maloner, Matt Malone's tutorial was how I got myself set up for streaming, so big props to him. Appreciate you guys following. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Gonna try to get a good finish for you guys.
Be on the outside.
And come Daytona 500, I hope you guys tune in. I'm going to try to
1:59.
match Matt Malone's victory that he got a couple years ago in the 500 this year.
Come behind the 9.
All right. 1 lap to green. Managed to survive wreck number 1, just like I did in the trucks. Fair enough. I love road racing, and it's a lot of fun. Honestly, part of the reason why I do, I'm pretty much solely devoted to the Oval Series, is that there seem to be a lot of guys who stream road, and they do very well, but there aren't nearly as many guys who stream Oval. And
almost everyone.
You know, for me, when I watch, I'm a NASCAR fan through and through,
I started in the back.
and I always want Oval racing streaming, so you know, when I'm on, I try to stream Oval as much as possible, just so that there's at least someone out there for the Oval racing fans to watch. I've got a good job. I'm not trying to, you know,
Xfinity,
make my living
B5.
off of this. I do it for fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But
Yeah,
1 lap to green. Hopefully this time we can keep it a little bit more clean.
The entire field.
Yep.
This will be
luckily avoided that, but jeez.
we got 20 laps to go, so it's still going to be an interesting race.
I got the black flag in that one.
Oh, cool, Paul Wilson.
Same.
He and I have some history
Buddy, let's get ready to roll here. Make sure your tires
from the
are
last
cleaned
time
up.
we were at Stafford.
Go, go, go.
I won't be helping him. All right, here we go. I'm on the outside,
Starting to blink there,
Oh,
Seth.
that pace car's off. Everybody on the coat.
just waiting. And honestly, it's probably going to be the engines more than a visual. Usually it's right when the leader gets out of the tri-oval that you hit the gas.
Flag rolling.
There we go. Everyone's rolling. Looks like the 9 got a little bit better jump than me, but I should be good to hold the draft, and I'm actually making ground on the inside, which is good. Not going to be able to drop down the way that the 9 did, but it's okay. Let's see if we get up to speed, if I'm able to hang with these guys. This is the moment of truth. 13 goes to the inside. Dropping right behind Tracy.
Don't bump me.
And looks like we're going to be able to get full speed and hold the draft. I'm pulling people back in, so that's a good sign.
Quarter outside.
Oh my god, dude.
Clear, clear.
Don't go down pit road. Don't go down pit road.
Outside.
No,
Clear,
for
clear.
are you serious?
Caution, caution, caution.
Caution's out.
Fucking joke, man.
Come real quick and then tell me what you got.
That took a few more out.
You're gonna have to come around to 18.
I love this place, man, but on this thing.
Thanks, Izziata. Yeah,
Come
man.
around to 21.
Ezekiel, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Zeke? Are you coming back up?
So yeah, I have been a NASCAR fan since I was 3 years old. When I was a kid, I liked anything that rolled. My parents were flipping through channels, found a NASCAR race, and I was probably a little bit energetic, and I got real quiet when that NASCAR race was on, just kind of sat there like.
Because I backed off too much when I would've lost
So,
the
ever since then, I've been a NASCAR fan. I'm from St. Louis, so this guy, Rusty Wallace, was my favorite driver growing up. Never made it to a NASCAR race until 2005, which was Rusty's last season. I was in college and going to USC. My dad got tickets, flew out to Los Angeles, got us garage passes. We were able to go see Rusty speak, and then we had good seats up high coming out of turn 4. Saw Rusty's last race at what is now the Auto Club Speedway, and Kyle Busch's first win, which was pretty cool. I like that story both because it's a neat little bit of history now, especially given where Kyle Busch's career has gone. I turned to my dad after the race finished. I'm like, watch that kid. He's going to be something. And that prediction turned out to be right. But it's also a cool story about how awesome my dad is. So really appreciate that. I actually kind of got to return the favor with a pretty cool Christmas gift for him this year. He was a big blues fan growing up. He was a big hockey fan growing up, actually, because his dad was a hockey fan. And when he was a kid growing up back in the NHL was only 6 teams, and St. Louis was not one of them. So he actually grew up going to St. Louis Braves games. They were a minor league team, I believe, for the Blackhawks as a kid. And then St. Louis got a team as part of the first expansion. And the first year that the Blues, first 2 years actually, they went to the Stanley Cup. The way that worked basically is the original 6 was one division, and the expansion 6 was in the second division, or the second conference. So the Blues won that expansion conference the first 2 years, made it to the Stanley Cup, and got beat both years by the Canadiens, who were just absolutely lights out back then. So he went to the Blues' first season. He went to one of those Stanley Cup games that the Blues ended up losing. But for this year, for Christmas, I got him tickets to the game between the Blues and the Canadiens, front row, center ice, right behind the penalty boxes. So that's going to be pretty fun. We're going to that at the end of January. So I might not stream that day. And if you guys are watching now and you're wondering why I don't stream on the 30th, that is why I won't be streaming January 30th probably. Or if I do, I only do one race, but I'll probably pop out from work and go straight down there. I did it good too. I got him a like a classic looking Blues jersey and put on the tag. I said, Dad, it's like you always taught me, what matters is on the inside. And so I took the t-shirt and I rolled it real tight and wrapped the tickets up inside of it so that when he opened it, it looked like it was just a t-shirt, but he had to unroll the t-shirt to get the tickets that were the real present. I love Christmas, and you know how you present the gifts is a huge part of it. You know, the biggest thing with Christmas is that when you're giving a gift, you want to show someone how much they mean to you and that you've really given it thought, and you give them something that they want. So anyway, that's my little Christmas story for this year. How about you guys? You guys getting anything cool or have any Christmas stories? We just had the story of the guy in the truck race last race who ended up getting in a car wreck on Christmas Day, which that's no fun. But I hope you guys had a good Christmas, or if you celebrate something else, or don't celebrate at all, you know. Hope you're enjoying the holiday season, getting a little bit of time off work, getting to spend time with family, friends, loved ones, folks who you like. New camper and an electric smoker. That is really nice. Yeah, Daniel, the caution laps here are very long. Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, I ended up getting 2 weeks off here in St. Louis. I saved up all my vacation time for the end of the year, so I got the last 2 weeks of December off. Go Habs, go. Nice. Yeah, man. No, I hear you. That's cool. I know I actually, you should be rooting against me in that game because you root for your team, I root for mine. I hope we come out winners, but if it doesn't, it's all in good fun. But it'll be fun. Actually, if you decide to turn that thing on the TV, you might see me there because that close to the glass, I'll probably be in some of the shots. Blue Jackets, nice. Yeah, they got a good team. A lot of good players on there too.
The road's closed.
You know what? Here's my advice to you, and this goes for all sports. Stick by your team no matter what. You stick by them, keep rooting for them, even when they're bad, and it will make it that much more rewarding when it comes back around and they're good again. You'll be so glad that you stuck through them through the bad years. You know, root for your. My advice on, and this is on all sports, root for your team until they're out of it, and then, you know, either don't pay attention, just watch for fun, or, you know, pick your second team or whatever, someone to root for. But always, you know, you can be disappointed when they're not doing well, but you never root against your team. That's exactly how you do it, Daniel. Stick by your team. Every time you're out, you hope they do well, and you're disappointed if they don't. You know, even in those down years, you're disappointed that they're having a bad year. And you suffer through that with the rest of the team because those guys are going out there trying to win every time. There is no professional sports team where they try to do badly. So you got to stick with them through thick and thin. Kind of like this. You guys watch, you stick with me through thick and thin. And I try my hardest to win every single race that I can. Yeah, fair enough. But you know, honestly, even with that, I don't like it when teams sandbag and try to stick. I actually kind of like the NBA system, which somewhat disincentivizes it, although they give more ping pong balls or whatever. But you want to see your team play it out. You want to see them trying. All those guys, they're playing for their jobs, so you never want to see them
line up behind one.
lay down and give up. Yeah, the lottery's all right. I've never been a big NBA fan myself, but I think that the lottery is... I'll put it this way, it's not the worst method of deciding who gets the number one pick in the draft that's ever been invented in sports. For me, it's NASCAR and other racing, hockey, baseball, and then everything else. Used to be a big football guy, but until I start seeing any indication really that the folks who are making millions and billions of dollars off of the NFL start to actually care that all their money is financed by people who are
around third gear and it's not even hitting the red light.
just sacrificing their bodies and throwing away,
I nearly fell
you know,
asleep at the wheel.
I want to see a better emphasis put on player safety. And having been through that as a NASCAR fan, I know that it's possible to make sports safer. It costs money, and it costs time, and it costs effort. The NFL has yet to demonstrate any willingness to actually do that. And it's not just at the NFL level, but at the lower levels where the players get nothing. It's just inexcusable. So, you know, I used to be a Rams fan and I would support my team, but now that they've gone to LA, I have absolutely no reason to watch football. I'll probably still watch the Super Bowl just to enjoy that with the rest of my country, with America, but that's my position on that. I used to be huge. I used to have like 6 or 8 fantasy football teams going at one time. I even did a fantasy football podcast with one of my buddies from college, which was kind of where I realized that all we were talking about is injuries and how to strategize around other human beings' career-threatening injuries. So I stopped doing it. Here we go. Green flag. A little bit of a checkup. Got a shove from the, who's that, the 10?
Still there on the bottom. Still there.
It's lap 12, so we still got a lot of laps to go. It's only halfway through this race. Looks like it was actually the 9 car that gave me that shot. I'm going to try to get this high line working. Did Davis Richards incur a black flag? All right, down to the inside. That 9 car won't be able to hold on. I will shuffle him out as soon as I can. But for right now, I'll stick with him. Hope that he didn't do any of that damage on my bumper. Well, let's see. I got no reason to shuffle him right now. Maybe I'll build up some goodwill and repair our relationship if I stick with him.
There will be a caution.
Turn 1 and 2.
No, close.
How is there a wreck? How did the guys behind us wreck?
Line it up behind the 10.
Coaching, was it really worth it?
About to say, that was kind of almost like
Yeah,
a
man,
dump there.
it's just been... So, I think they should not have cleats. That might be part of it. Here's my thing. So,
I didn't mean to.
obviously the biggest injuries are ankle and knee injuries.
Behind the 10.
If you eliminated cleats, though, you're still going to have a lot of ankle injuries because you're going to have people who lose traction. And if you ever tried to run on wet grass without cleats, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's so easy to slip, and what'll happen is you'll just roll over on your ankle and you'll break it, trying to make the cuts that they need to make to be competitive. in my opinion, we're going to have to change the way that we think about football. First off, when it comes to the ankles and the knees and shoulders, put braces on them. If Robert Griffin III can go out there and play on a
Are you sure that we're
injured
not
knee
in a demolition
with a
derby
knee brace,
or
if a
figure eight?
knee brace can protect an injured knee, then it can protect a healthy knee from injury. So that's the first thing that they need to do.
I'm not sure.
The second thing that they need to do is they need to change the
Or even a
rules.
global rally
And
cross
I
event?
don't think it's going to matter, but they need to remove the big hit obsession from the NFL. It makes great TV, but it doesn't actually add anything to the game. In the same way that big wrecks and big flips and the blowovers that used to happen in the pre-roof lap days of NASCAR didn't add anything to the sport of NASCAR. They made some big highlight reels, but ultimately that's not why people are tuning in. Same thing with the NFL.
25.
If you make it
Just like
illegal to bring a player down by anything other than an arm tackle, you'll make the game better and you'll eliminate a lot of injuries. And you'll eliminate a lot of the worst injuries.
Line up behind the 25.
Then the next thing that you have to do is reduce the micro concussions that happen at the line. The way that these guys launch off the line and bang heads against each other is a big part of the injuries. So they're going to have to make, again, another rule change that eliminates that. We've got cameras. We got ability. We can legislate that out of the sport. Put a little bit of better helmets
They could be lining up behind the
on them, and it should be good. Let me see. Hey, Cinder. Yeah, man. I don't think I've got as much damage as you do, but I'll work with you and try to get up there. I hope you didn't get any damage running into my rear end on that last one. Adam's out. That's too bad. So now I'm in 11th, coasting around. 10, does it look, I don't know, 10, 9, if you guys saw, does it look like I've got any damage on my front end at all? I thought that most of my damage is to my rear. I don't know if I've got anything on the front or not. Um, 13's pulling up.
We're going to have to come around at 13.
Yeah, it's the deal right there. Yeah, I hear that, man. Got to stay with the pack. You can hide a lot of damage by doing that, as long as you get going. And you might be right. Removing cleats might help, because I don't know that I would have any of those. If I were to get a new car right now, I would get a W. You know, in that same range, it would be the WRX Super Impreza WRX hatchback. After having an all-wheel drive car for so long, and that boxer engine, the oscillation point's so low in it, it's just super addictive. So, well, getting an old one. No, I mean, yeah, they got a little bit extra fat on them, but honestly, they're built really well. I think that all three of those cars are front-wheel drive, and I just... Okay, so in that case, that's the one that I'd get, probably would be the Focus RS. The problem, and some of you guys are going to hate me for saying this, I'm not super confident in the reliability of American-made cars. But yeah, I would definitely prefer the all-wheel drive over the other ones. The other one that I might consider in that is the Audi, the A3. I think they've got a pretty good little hot hatch, so that might be one that I'd look at. But I'd still prefer the Subaru. I've had such a good experience with the Subaru that I have currently. Yeah, the S3, that would be the one. I've had such a good experience with the Subaru that I have currently that I'm probably a lifelong Subaru owner. I've got a 2002 Impreza Outback Sport that has almost 200,000 miles on it. I've been across the country from St. Louis to Los Angeles like 12 or 14 times. It's also done Los Angeles to San Francisco, Los Angeles to Las Vegas and back. A lot of those trips I had the thing so weighed down that it was actually squatting the fenders or hiding the top part of the tires because it was squatting the rear end down so much.
1 to go. You'll be lining up on the inside.
But yeah, I would probably...
2 minutes 26.323.
Yeah, that's true. And that's part of it. I mean, if you take care of your car, get the oil changed a lot, you'll extend the life a lot. So, Mike, are you looking to get rid of the A-Barth? Is it finally giving up the ghost on you, or what's going on there? Why are you looking for a new car? Let's see. So are you looking for a car for Yoli then? What's the deal? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, my girlfriend's looking at getting a new car soon. She's thinking about getting an Audi, which would be cool for her. And I might have to get a new Subaru at some point. I love the one that I've got so much. It's just so familiar.
I've watched almost two,
nice. Yeah, if I start looking at a new car, I'm gonna get another Subaru Impreza in the 5-door format, but I'll probably get one of their hybrid models to get a little extra gas mileage. Their hybrids look pretty cool. It's just I'm 33. I don't need something. I don't need something that's gonna be. I don't need a ridiculous sports car. I need point A to point B driver that can carry groceries and do all that boring adult stuff. So for my money, little small Subaru Impreza, they're sporty enough. I don't need a turbo. That's just going to eat gas, and I don't need it. I'll probably get a hybrid. So here we go. Green flag. We're on it. They're making contact. Third gear. Said I'd work with the 9, so I'll stick with him as long as it works for me. Fourth gear. Trying to stay to the inside. We've got 8 laps to go right now, and we're already 3 wide. I would not be surprised to see them stack it up again. I'm glad this 9 is impressed that he's holding on as well as he could. That was probably more of a checkup that I needed to make. That might have been a big mistake. Trying to latch onto the high side. They got the momentum. That's not going to work. I got to get hooked up with this draft before they pull away. The way that these guys are weaving, though, what that guy said is exactly right. This thing is a wreck waiting to happen. And sure enough, there they go.
Close. You're gonna have to come around to 24.
I don't know what that leader was doing. He was swerving back and forth. They were pushing him in the corner at 13.
We're gonna have to come around to 13.
No, I wasn't on either spot. I think the guy behind him was just beating the shit
So that's
out of
another
him.
wreck. Managed to avoid that.
14 was they almost dumped me in the trioval.
Hot hatches
so
do
I
give
went high. And then
printing
everyone
fluids for the
followed me up
price.
track.
Get behind the
If I wanted to get something for thrills, I would either get a Subaru BRZ or a Mazda Miata.
Well, 10 more minutes. So we're gonna get a,
If I really wanted something hot and sporty and fun. That sucks for you, Zeke, man. You get the right number put on the side of your door, and then that happens to you. That's too bad.
Shit's pissing me off. I'm about to fucking flip.
You're
Is
just...
that how it works? If you've been in a race longer than an hour and it's not over, they still want to go?
The road is open.
That's just the rage talking, Ezekiel, man. You're fine. You'll be back.
We're behind the 7.
Of course, if any of you feel like taking a break from driving and just watching someone else wreck, you can pop over to my stream on Twitch. There's the link above.
if not, I might just watch that stream once I'm done.
Well, this is my last race for the day, but you can follow the link to my YouTube from the stream, and I got my whole archive of races loaded up there.
Alright, yeah, I wanted to watch this race over again just to kind of relive it, because this is terrible.
Yeah, that sucks that there's a wreck. I held my line for like a lap.
Nice.
He just kept on like hitting my right rear and
A Miata from Iron Miata. Miata with an
Miata
LS3. Sounds good.
Inside of me, I didn't see it.
All over the track, you can tell when the whiskey kicked in. Pretty much. Speaking of whiskey, I got a bottle of Trader Joe's Scotch whiskey that I'm going to be diving into when this race finishes.
Maybe this one will be good. No, I was wrong.
There goes one to the outside. So we're just going to have a handful of laps left here. I have a 4X.
Number I cannot surpass. I always have issues.
Jeez.
Running ninth on
Yeah,
the
see,
bottom lane, just trying to
I don't.
bide my time, and then
I don't
that
know.
wreck happened on the second lap.
All right.
Got caught in.
Everyone follow that link and check it out. I can't do it right now. I'm driving. I don't need a V8 in a Miata. Like I said, I'm 33.
Just about to be 3,000.
I might like to have kids someday. I got folks who are counting on me staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, I know how big it is.
I need something that gets from point A to point B. I got the biggest reason to have all-wheel drive last year. We had
and it was really good race.
when the
And I guess I got
oh gosh, what was it? The Star Wars movie that came out. I can't believe I can't think of it last year.
You just looked at me and said, "This is boring,"
Anyway.
and left the room.
It was all iced over. The roads were literally glass, completely iced over. And I was meeting up with some friends to go see the new Star Wars movie last year. And I was able to go out, drive on those icy roads, no problem. Obviously, I had to take it slow, but everyone else, I saw cars sliding, spinning their tires, sliding into other stuff. I had all-wheel drive. I was fine. If I put my foot down too much, obviously it was going to spin. But if I know how to drive my car, and I was careful with it. I was able to drive on roads that were literally iced over, and that has sold me on all-wheel drive for life.
Yeah, good.
If you don't live somewhere where that's a worry, that's fine. Weekend car's a luxury item.
All you had, man. All you had.
I'm gonna check that video out after this race ends.
Oh god, this ain't gonna be good.
I bet that's pretty cool.
The road's closed.
I might have to cue that up and check that out later on. Let's see. Go ahead and click it now, so I got it queued up for later. And and check this out as well. But right now, got to refocus my attention back. It's going to be another 2-lap shootout at Talladega. And I've got a feeling that we might not be done wrecking yet. This race has been primarily run under caution. There are 15 cars on the lead lap. Ezekiel is still listed as on the lead lap, but he was smoking and I'm sure he had a meatball, so I don't imagine he'll be finishing on the lead lap. So we're going to be sitting with 14 cars left on the lead lap. Oh, nice, Mike, man. You ought to stream it. I'll pull it up and watch you do it if you stream. But I gotta get off and go hang out with the girlfriend and puppy, and take the rest of the night off. But yeah, if you've got your Twitch hookup, pop it on there, and I'll pull it up on my phone and watch it with you. Nice. That's good to hear. My best advice, and I got this from watching other videos, is when you're streaming it, if you want to try to get Twitch going and you stream, keep talking. That's the biggest thing. I used to be kind of a silent streamer, but if you keep talking and just keep that prattle going on, yeah, I know. I've been streaming probably too long. Got to go up and apologize to the girlfriend when this thing's done. But I get going, get into a good rhythm, and I just want to keep it rolling. But after this race is over, I'm calling it quits. But we got a 2-lap shootout, so we're going to give you guys some entertainment here.
2 minutes 27.
2 laps to go.
3, 4.
I'm restarting in 11th, so hopefully I can get a top 10 out of this deal and maybe more. Be awesome to have another top 5 today. Just gonna see where this thing falls out. Oh. Stretch my neck, stretch my ankle, my hip.
Heck, this sucks, man.
Get everything
got all
loose.
my damage repaired. I'm only going 155 miles an hour, not even hitting, but like 6,500
Yeah, man.
RPM.
Get your sleep. Make sure you're alert for work. Job number 1, take care of yourself.
Well, I'm up here waiting on you to bath me.
Appreciate you guys watching, but I don't want you neglecting anything that any of your responsibilities for it. And I gotta remember to do the same as well.
Hey, Matt,
So here we go.
Push them pretty good.
2 laps. Hope they're good. Hopefully I can work my way up through. I got a little damage from the first wreck. Everyone else has damage from something, it seems like. There are a couple cars that don't have any damage. Mine's only to the rear, though, I think, so should be able to...
I'm pretty sure these damn truck races here are better than me.
Should be able to finish this thing out all right.
One I did yesterday was like...
Tomorrow, I'll probably get started a little earlier and do a good bit of streaming. It'll be fun.
Yeah, like I said, man, second split race, this cross race, they had 2 cautions.
So, pace car's going to pull in.
Too hard, got into each other. Other than that, it was just clean, good race.
Plus truck races.
There he goes.
Somebody, it's pretty hard to spin them out. I mean, the things are shaped like a brick.
Ready.
Green flag will come out right about when the leader exits the tri-oval. So once that happens, we're just going to be on it.
Green flag.
You're gonna warm up on the start.
That's a decent start.
Yeah, almost wanted to do up 2 back.
2 more, let's go. 2 minutes 22.
I ain't lifting.
2, 1. Still outside.
Yeah, I got
Still there on your quarter outside. You're clear, clear.
Got to stick with this draft. One's looking high. I'll go with him.
Sorry, guys, I'm riding down low. I got front damage. I can't.
Still inside. Inside clear.
Follow this one car up to the front. Gonna have 1 lap to go as we come back to the stripe. Already gained a few spots. Got a top 10 working. Let's see how this thing finishes out. On the inside, looking, white flag. Give the one a bump. I want to go. I'm sure Kenneth wants to go too. We've raced a bunch. There's one going around. Blipped the throttle, but didn't really lift. Sorry, one. I had to pick a lane. Five didn't work for me either. I was able to help him. Here we go to the line. We're gonna have another wreck. Nope, they all fan out, and yep, now they're wrecking. 6th place.
All right, man, that's it.
I will take that.
All right, man. Good job, man. Really, really good work there.
Man.
Good race, guys.
Not really.
I'll take it.
No, not really. That's shit racing.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Good, nice finish though. That was fun. Thank you. And if you want a little tutorial on wreck avoidance, I've got one loaded up on my YouTube channel that you can check out. I did it back when we were at Martinsville in the fall. It's pretty decent. Seems to have helped a few folks out, so I recommend that. Wreck avoidance, like anything else in racing, it's a skill that you learn over time. So thank you sincerely for watching. If any of you guys who are still watching are not following, please consider dropping a follow from my channel. And if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel yet, please consider popping over there. It really does help, doesn't cost a thing. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers over on YouTube so that I can get a custom URL.